YouTube, let's have a chat about pleasant surprises. A surprise, by definition, is something you're not expecting. But a pleasant surprise somehow is even better. You're just going about your day and then all of a sudden, oh look, a $5 card came in the mail from Grandma. Grandmas are cheap these days, they don't send lots of cash. Or hey, you walk into work and your boss goes, you know what, you've been working hard, leave early today. That's a pleasant surprise. It brightens your day. It makes you smile. In MLB The Show 24, there have been several pleasant surprises. I know we like to rag on this game, and a lot of it is unfortunately deserved, but there have been some good things to talk about. We're going to do that today. This is the kind of thing we do in Whiteboard Wednesday, the MLB The Show series that comes out every Wednesday and doesn't include any gameplay. It's just some conversation about the game. It's fun, it's light, it's funky, it's trendy. Make a trend on YouTube. Comment down below. Good for the YouTube algorithm. I've got a handful of pleasant surprises from the game to go through today. I for sure will not be able to hit on everything, and I for sure won't be surprised by some of the same things that you were surprised by. So anything that I miss, make sure you put it down in the comments so we can talk even more about it. So let's go chat about some of the best unexpected things to happen to MLB The Show 24 this year. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like some swings are just categorically better this year. And I'm not even talking about new stances for the most part. I'm just talking about some swings all of a sudden working. In years past, I would not even use Mike Piazza or Willie Mays if you put a gun to my head. But now, I am so stoked to use them. Mike Piazza is my cleanup hitter on my ranked team. And it's not because my team is bad. It's because Mike Piazza absolutely friggin' rakes. And he's got the same swing as he did before. I don't know what's different, but something is, because never before in my life have I hit like this with the Pizza Man. And the same could be said for Willie Mays, who somehow has become an automatic pick in Battle Royale whenever I see him pop up in that first round. I cannot wait to get to the point where I can unlock Willie Mays for my God Squad, because he'll be playing center field on it. That's just a wild statement. If you told me that a year ago, I would say you are a Looney Tune. There are some other people who came up like Corbin Carroll, who does have a new swing. Last year's Corbin Carroll swing was atrocious. This one is apparently a lot better. Shout out to the people in the Discord who suggested that I mention Corbin Carroll here. You too can join the Discord. It is linked in the description. We have conversations like these all the time. It's a lot of fun. Another pleasant surprise has been the BR program cards. I'm not talking about the BR rewards, like Ryan Braun and Fernando Valenzuela, at least in this current iteration of BR. I'm talking about the rounds that you have to fulfill PXP missions for to make progress in the program. Guys like Willie Castro, holy shit Willie Castro, JD Davis, the new Bryce Harper, Ryan McMahon, Richard Big Dick Blyer. The BR cards have been out of this world. You know with certainty that a BR card is out of his mind if he's on your God Squad, and Willie Castro has been on so many ranked teams that I've played. It helps that he fits the Buxton boost. He's already an 84 as is. He has incredibly high contact, switch hitter, nice swing. We can put all the pieces together. But that makes this all the more relevant. It has been such a pleasant surprise that the BR cards have had some usage outside of that game mode. I think that's awesome. And for those hardcore BR players, people like me, maybe like you as well, you know how attached we get to certain cards or certain players in BR. No matter what other players pop up in that round, if this guy's there, I'm taking him. And it's even better when they're program cards that you can guarantee you can draft every single time you start a new run. With Willie Castro and JD Davis, I wasn't thinking twice. Those were my dudes, locking down 2 spots in the order. Now, it's Bryce Harper and Chipper Jones. Maybe Ryan McMahon for some of you. Maybe JD Martinez. So many options, so many cool cards. BR, even though it's harder than it's ever been before, in my opinion, has kind of been fun to use. Kind of been fun to play. Because I get to use my favorite cards every single time. As I'm now roughly halfway through this video, I'd like to point out, by the way, that by design, these pleasant surprises are not things we knew about heading into the game cycle. For example, I know a lot of people are very happy that the franchise mode is better and has the ways that you can enter games in like the 7th inning or later and those custom situations. To me, that was not a pleasant surprise. They told us it was coming. These are things we've discovered while playing the game. And on that note, even though they told us that the ranked program was going to be restructured, the way it has worked has been such a pleasant surprise. Last year, when the ranked program was part of the lexicon, I made World Series every season, and I never came close to sniffing the end of the ranked program. They made it so much easier this year. I've loved what they've done with that second drop of missions and things to do in ranked to further your progress along. I love the addition of the exclusive card on the path. Last season it was Andrew McCutchen. Now it's Alejandro Fatboy Kirk. I just think that's really cool. The cards are accessible because a lot more people are getting there. They're even cheaper on the marketplace. So if you don't want to play ranked and you still want to get Alejandro Kirk, you can just pay some pennies and you got him. There are still categorical incentive problems to get people to play ranked. If you are a fantastic top 2, 3, 4, 5% player, you don't have much reason to play ranked beyond making maybe 1,000 rating. Maybe you're pushing for top 50, but all you get's an icon. This is not great still for players who play at that level. For the general population that just plays ranked for the love of the game and is looking to improve a little bit every single day, the ranked program has really been nice. I'm a big fan. I have been pleasantly surprised, sometimes infuriatingly pleasantly surprised, at how well these Cornerstone captains work. Well, not Greg Maddux. Poor Greg Maddux. Nobody took that captain. He is just like on the island of misfit toys by himself. The Byron Buxton boost is quickly becoming, if not has already become, a legend in MLB The Show lore. Higher ranked players who like to play on Hall of Fame and Legend. The Nolan Arenado Cornerstone captain boost has been electric. Even the Kodai Senga boost, while third clearly on the list of options, has kind of been used and it's made pitchers better. MLB The Show, for all the flack they took last year for how captains did not work or did not balance the game properly, I don't know if they took that to heart or maybe just the power creep makes captains better, right? Because these Cornerstone captains are so effortlessly woven into the fabric of the game right now. Let's hope they keep the momentum for Season 2 when we get a whole new set of Cornerstone captains. Hopefully they learn that the Buxton captain and the Arenado captain boosted relevant things. The jury's still out on how consistent they'll be. But I'm a big fan of Cornerstone captains. Great concept, and I've been pleasantly surprised by how they've worked. You know how 99s everywhere from day one was supposed to help with lineup diversity? That didn't work. Why? Because not all 99s are created equal, as we learned last year. But this year, team diversity, lineup, bullpen, rotation everywhere has really been strong. Maybe it's because there's such a barrier on a lot of the really, really good cards. Whether that's because a lot of cards are behind some sort of barrier in this year's game is a relevant conversation to have. We know it's hard to buy cards off the market because of stub values, pack values. We know it's hard to do collections. It's always hard to do collections. So maybe that's why there's so much diversity. But every single time I queue into a game, I don't know who I'm going to face. I don't know what type of opponent I'm going to get. You still get a lot of Randy Johnsons, John Donaldsons. That's inevitable. That's going to happen. Those are top-tier pitchers. Generally speaking, you will see top-tier pitchers because meta is meta. But when it comes to hitting, it's all about swing. There have been a lot of different hitting cards I've faced this year. And for years, so many of us have asked for lineup diversity. It gets boring facing the same exact team as yours and as others every single time you queue into an online game. I just want a little bit of variety. And so far, it feels like I'm getting that, so I'm pleasantly surprised. And the last thing I want to talk about, and admittedly maybe not the weirdest one, but the most different one here, is something so simple as catcher depth. With each different year and different game cycle, there are some positions that inevitably get neglected. Right now, it feels like we're kind of lacking in the second base and shortstop, the middle infield department. What we're not lacking at is catcher. There are so many catching options. 2 years ago, you were using one of 2 catchers. That's how slim the pickings were. Now you've got like 8, 9, 10 guys, even early in the game cycle, that you can choose from. And so I don't miss any, I wrote them down. You can use Mike Piazza, as we talked about before. You can use Alejandro Kirk, who we also talked about before. Joe Torre, Mike Napoli, Mitch Garver, Johnny Bench, Joe Mauer, even guys who came out Team Affinity Season 1, Chapter 1, like Yasmani Grandal and Gary Sanchez. Plus, there are others. Supercharged Travis d'Arnaud is a thing right now. Tops now Travis d'Arnaud. Shea Langoliers. Taylor Ward has a secondary of catcher. I can keep going. There are a lot. Martin Tehigo. No one really plays him there, but he can catch. There are so many good catchers right now. That's a blessing considering how far we've come in the last 2-3 years. Who's your go-to catcher right now? A lot of people are going to say Mike Napoli. No hate on that. I cannot stand Mike Napoli's swing. I've never been good with Mike Napoli, and it's a shame because he looks like a lot of fun. As I said, I'm rolling with Mike Piazza right now. Joe Mauer's on my bench as a backup option, just so you guys know where I'm at. That'll do it for this episode of Whiteboard Wednesday. Let me know what your pleasant surprises are about this game. Of course, like the video because, of course, subscribe if you are new, and just tell me good things down below. Thank you guys for making it to the end. I love you all so much, and I'll see you next time. That was an unpleasant surprise. Bye now.